The New York Post story that dropped like a bomb last week, seemingly implicating Hunter and Joe Biden, continues to wither under scrutiny, not really dropping like a bomb.
We have no idea, and neither does the New York Post, whether any of it was doctored or forged or faked, and that's why the mainstream news media has declined to really touch this story, because it just lacks credibility.
It's a story that many intelligence experts say has all the hallmarks of a foreign interference campaign.
First, it helps to really view this as storytelling, not so much as news coverage, but as political entertainment. So this political entertainment careens from conspiracy to conspiracy, like a serialized TV drama.
How prominent an issue do you think this is for voters? How much do you think it matters?
I don't think it matters a great deal with voters.
That's what conservatives think they can lie through their teeth. The story that even the New York Post knew was a lie. Who even thought to make that story up?
We should note Hunter Biden isn't running for president. That argument has been debunked.
Now, remember, these are the people that the authoritative voices, these are the people that Facebook and YouTube are telling us we must listen to. We must have them decide whether or not what we're saying is true or not and can be heard by the American people. Hey, welcome to the Friday conversation here. We do an exclusive on Friday where we don't have any commercials or anything. It's just the two of us, and we have a chance to catch up on the news that matters or maybe look a little deeper into it. One of the things that I really started to talk about today, but we were so overloaded on news of the day, was Hunter Biden. We've been talking about it for several months. Now, in the last 2 days, now the news has discovered that, wait a minute, there is something here. And I want to show you some then and now. This one from CBS News. Federal prosecutors are investigating Hunter Biden's tax affairs, according to a statement released by the president-elect's son through the Biden-Harris transition team. Mr. Biden's son said he learned about the probe led by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware on Tuesday. Really? You just learned about this on Tuesday. Two sources familiar with the investigation tell CBS that the tax investigation on Hunter Biden began in 2018. Now, then they get to the really good part. The sources explain that during the election season, the investigation went quiet, otherwise known as going covert, and noted that it would have violated policy at the FBI and Department of Justice by taking any said overt steps that would affect the election. Really? That's the FBI and DOJ policy, because I don't think that's what James Comey was dancing to in 2016. Hunter Biden's statement said, quote, "I am confident that a professional and objective review of these matters will demonstrate that I handled my affairs legally and appropriately." Legally? Well, that remains to be seen. Appropriately? Not on any planet. If Hunter Biden's business deals in China and Ukraine are appropriate in any respect, and you can expect them to do this, dictionary.com is going to need to rush out an updated definition of the word. As for the mainstream media, they suddenly have discovered their inner journalist, kind of, in fact, not really, but that's how it's being presented. We're going to go deeper on that. Now that the election day is in the rearview mirror, they think it's safe to mention a potential little issue with Hunter Biden's taxes. This is from the Daily Beast. You're going to love it. Evidence of the larger probe was apparent, but went largely unnoticed in the days leading up to the November election, according to two individuals familiar with the matter. Really? How did it go largely unnoticed? Because I noticed it, you noticed it, half the country noticed it. Mainstream media and social media censored it for the other half of the country. Not only censored it, but they said it was classic Russian disinformation. The headline of that Daily Beast article said, quote, "The seeds of Hunter Biden's current legal woes were found on his stolen laptop." But my producer pointed out that nowhere in the article do they provide a shred of evidence that the laptop was stolen. And then later, they magically removed the word stolen from the headline. Just clipped out that word and slid it down the memory hole. want to show you some examples of what the media outlets were saying before the election versus what they're saying today. Politico, 1019. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation. Now, Politico, 12-9, Justice Department interest in the Hunter Biden covered more than taxes. Federal prosecutors have also investigated foreign ties, possibly money laundering. CNN, then, the anatomy of the New York Post dubious Hunter Biden story. Now, federal criminal investigation into Hunter Biden focuses on his business dealings in China. Then, New York Times, Fox News is covering Hunter Biden claims more than 2016 WikiLeaks emails. Now, New York Times, Hunter Biden discloses he is the focus of federal tax inquiry. The USA Today, then a tabloid, got a trove of data on Hunter Biden from Rudy Giuliani. Now the FBI is probing a possible disinformation campaign. Really? Today, Hunter Biden inquiry now weighs on President-elect's looming Attorney General nomination. Washington Post, then, truth behind the Hunter Biden non-scandal, but now it is apparently a scandal. Today, they report Hunter Biden confirms he's under federal investigation. Vox then said Trump team makes a suspicious effort to swing the election with purported Hunter Biden emails. Now, Joe Biden's Justice Department will inherit an investigation into Hunter Biden. New York Magazine, Rudy found Hunter Biden's emails that totally weren't stolen by Russia. Today, investigations into Hunter Biden reportedly go beyond taxes. NBC, how fake persona laid the groundwork for Hunter Biden conspiracy deluge. NBC now reports Hunter Biden tax probe focused on Chinese business dealings. NPR said questionable New York Post scoop driven by ex-Hannity producer and Rudy Giuliani. Comment from the NPR managing news editor on why NPR wasn't covering the laptop story said then, quote, "We don't want to waste our time on stories that aren't really stories. We don't want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions. And quite frankly, that's where we ended up. This was potentially politically driven, and we decided to treat it that way." Today, NPR is saying Hunter Biden says he's under federal investigation for tax matter. There's very strong evidence that Joe and Hunter Biden, what they did in China, all the stuff that mainstream media told America without any evidence that Trump's family did in Russia, looks like they actually did it. Trump didn't. Don't hold your breath for waiting for any apologies, because they're not even telling you the story now. You notice this is all about Hunter Biden and possible tax implications. No, also on that laptop was memos that we now have Hunter Biden's business partners claiming Joe Biden was involved in. He was the big guy. Remember that? This goes beyond Hunter Biden, but the press still is lying to you.